Hi guys, welcome to Octosec. I'm Sagi, and today we're going to talk about crazy bosses. I don't know if you know that about Israel, and salute to you, but here in Israel, we're working crazy hours, and like 12-hour shift, 10-hour shift. It's kind of the norm in here, and the salary is a joke. Okay, so that's why I started to open my own business, but it's not going that well in Israel. Salute. So, what I'm going to talk to you about today, it's crazy bosses. At the start of my career, I worked in a big company. And I won't mention name because I'm talking about crazy bosses. But I work in a big tech company in Israel, one of the big ones. And I was starting as a help desk, and then I became a technician. And inside of the lab, the technician lab, there used to be a guy, let's call him Vadim, okay? And Vadim was a phenomenal technician, okay? I would say just like he would, if you remember the old computer, the first Pentium, uh, he was he was setting them up like you know putting them together, putting the CPU, the RAM games inside the order, inside the everybody in the specific channel and everything. You will do it like in 15 minutes. It was crazy, like boom, computer ready. And I was not that fast. Nobody is that fast, but he couldn't take. He wouldn't accept that answer, and he was like, Sagi, I am putting the computer. You see, blah, 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 blah. The computer is ready. You see, now you. And I took like an hour and half an hour to get the computer and put all the strings in the right places and then use all the to secure them properly that will not move around and everything. And trying to do my job like you should. And he was like that. He was doing he was doing that so fast. It was kind of amazing to see, but it's kind of a not logical thing to ask for somebody to do it that fast. And after that, I've been promoted to what called manager in center. The manager center was uh, like a call center. Like imagine a giant call center, and inside the giant call center, you take and you get a cubicle, like some kind of small cubicle, something like that. Salute. And you would sit there and like have like 30, 90 SMBs to mess with. And some of them was hotels and some of them were health centers and stuff like that. A lot of like smallest, not small, like in Israel it's called medium size. I think like 100 employees in every company, but you get 19 of those like organization to take care of all of the day. And for once, it was a very learning experience, and it was a good learning experience. But in in like in other perspective, it was crazy. I would just work like 12 hours, 11 hours, 10 hours, because the work was so intensive, and I didn't want to come home. But this is for another story. Um, so yeah, and I remember I asked manager, and can you please, give me a raise? And she was, I come to her office, and it was very like a small office, but with a door, and you can close it and everything, and not a cubicle, but a real office. And she said to me, "Can you open the door, please?" And I said, "Yeah." And I opened the door, and like I thought she was asking me to leave. And she says to me, "Stand there just a second. You see those people outside?" I said, "Yeah. All these people are here to replace you. Now, tell me again, you want a raise?" And I said, "Okay, I got it. Thank you." Okay. After that, I used to work with a broker company, um, um, near Ramat Gan, a huge building, and a lot of workers there. And to see all the broker workings, it was kind of what made me want to do also the stock market and try to invest by myself in the stock market and stuff like that, but it didn't work that well. If you want that, I'll tell you it's another story. Me in the stock market, yeah, me trying 2 times in the stock market and falling on my face, yeah. Um, but I think every experience come to teach you something, and I'm not regretting anything that I did, even the mistakes. And so in there, I remember one day, one of the bosses says to me in the end of the day, "Hey, Saki, what's up?" I said, "Fine." And he said, "Okay, now you need to move. Now we open a new floor in the building, and then we need to have their call center. So in the warehouse, you got like 100 computers and 100 screen and 100 keyboards, and you got some spares, but not a lot of them. And you need to set up like 100 stations through the night and stay how long that you want. I'm giving you extra hours and good luck." And I said, "Huh? What?" It's 6, it's 6 p.m. now. When do you want me to come home? "Oh, you don't need to come home. Just stay in here." And after that, this company, I work in a other company that a good friend of mine and another investor that was kind of a genius, but kind of, I said, a crazy person. I used to work together, and he was kind of I think genius and crazy goes together. Um, and you will see what I mean in a second. And so, my friend is kind of, you can say, kind of religion, but not. Okay, I'll explain. My friend, we go together to a restaurant, okay, and the I don't know if you're Israeli, you know what I'm talking about. But if you are not Israeli or Jewish, you don't know what I'm talking about. And we don't eat like shrimps or pork and stuff like that. So we go to a restaurant in Pesach, okay? And in Pesach, it's a holiday, and I think the day was it's kind of a Saturday. In Saturday for the Jewish, you don't use electricity, you don't do anything, and you eat matzahs. Okay, if you don't know what matzah is, Google it. Okay, so we go to a restaurant and we sit in the restaurant, and I'm eating shrimps. I think he was eating pork, and we sit there in the restaurant, and the waiter comes and said, "Oh, guys, I bring you a focaccia." And my friend, yeah, I was still in contact, but he knows what I'm talking about. And if you see the video, sorry, yeah. And my friend Ayala said, to me, "What you bringing? You bringing focaccia in Passover?" And he's looking at the table and shrimps and pork and ribs and everything. And what are you talking about? So take this picture in mind and picture Eyal. And so Eyal and me sitting at a client, and the investor, the like the CTO of the company is with us, and he's like kind of a genius. The man take a PDF, or he's written a million of something, and he's like expert in the system. He's some kind of a other level of a genius, but uh, uh, as you can see in all of the cases that I'll put you, Amanda's the genius in the work have zero social skills, zero social skills, like nothing. And we are sitting right there, and the customer came, and we are supposed to install to him. I think it was QRadar. Yeah, and I was just fresh out of the course of QRadar, and I think the customer was in the same course as I. Yeah, if you are there in the comment, if you remember, reply. So we are sitting there, and like really installing the QRadar and starting to activate the virtual machine, and like taking the and talking with the manager, and the customer come and said, "Oh yeah, if you want, there is a synagogue near next if you want to pray." And our CTO says, "I'm looking for a place to piss in." Yeah, taking a leak. And the customer looked at him, and he looked at us and get out. Now get the fuck out. And I was like, oh. So yeah. And after that, I worked in a startup in Jerusalem, a small startup, like I think 7 people or something like that. Really a small place, nice people. And there was a guy there, I think the development director. He was a piece of work. Oh, so I came there because of recommended of a friend to me. He said, "Okay, I got this customer. You need to help him out." And his IT guy just left. And guess what? I said, "Okay, what?" He just smashed all the servers. Took they have a Synology for a backup. He smashed the Synology. Take all the hard drive with him home in order to format them or something like that. And so the manager there, he managed to recover the driver, but they were under there was there. I think he formatted them. I'm yeah. Or he was in the. I don't remember if he totally format them, or he was just trying to format them. And the my luck was that he didn't do like a zero fill. He just did a format. If you don't know, when you format something, the one of the part of the hard drive is to index all of the files that you have inside the disk. The disk is spinning, and there is in the first kind of the first loops, there's the index. Okay, so the computer reading the index, and from there he knows how to pinpoint everything that find in the disks. Okay, so if you are doing a zero fill, like how it sounds, you feel everything is zero because everything is binary inside of computers, right? So, but if you don't do a zero fill, if you are formatting something, the thing that you are doing is just deleting the index. So, um, I don't remember if he was inside the file, but he didn't do a zero fill. So I was able to reconstruct the files and get the backups. And I think in 3 or 4 days, I restored all the system. And after that, I understand why this guy did all this stuff. The first smart thing and crazy thing that he said to me was, Sergey, you know why it's a problem that you have children? I was like, what? Yeah, the problem that you have children and a wife in our profession, especially here in Israel, is that it's not fair for the wife and the children to wait for you every day at home. And I said, you are a small business. You got like 7 people in here. How much job do you think you need to do? Oh, you need to be here a lot. Yes, all the time. I think you need to move to Jerusalem. I said, no, I'm not moving to Jerusalem. I didn't even like Jerusalem. Um, I think it's like Tel Aviv with hills. I don't like Tel Aviv also. So yeah. Um, and the other stuff that he said to me, I think right before I leave, and I was because he was too much to handle, like really too much to handle. And he said to me, the other person that was before you, he had cancer, and he spent with me until the last day of his life, until the cancer, he need to go to a hospice. And I said, you mean you kept the person here was sick of cancer and you kept him to work here? Why? Why you did that? If man to be with his family and to enjoy this last day of life, you just um, after that, um, I got to like special company. I used to work with other company that was the proprietary business was to work with Arcsite. Arcsite was the main thing that they're working with, and like I don't know how to say it, but the main business, selling license for Arcsite and doing um like manage SOC, and I forgot how it's called, CMA mushroom, a lot of letters. SNMP, something like that. And and in one of the employees there, one of the manager there, like the CEO or something, he was kind of a legend. He was the first man that really bring Arcside to Israel and like very professional in Arcside. And I remember there was two team leaders in the company, and one of the team leaders I was working also in Jerusalem. I think I worked like 5 years or 4 years in Jerusalem, even though I don't like Jerusalem that much. But I got good experience from Jerusalem. And one of the good experience that I had inside Jerusalem, and just not talking about crazy bosses. We had like a head IT guy. He was a religious Haredi, if you know what it is. And he used to take us to these special places when Haredis, I'm Haredis is someone is very, very religious. And I'm, as you can see, not very religious. I'm atheist. But he was very religious and he took us to all the places when you eat like Haredi food, like chund and kigel and stuff like that. It was really, really good. Like good Jewish, like good Jewish cuisine, really, really good. Every day will take us to some other Haredi place and really, really great food. So, and the CEO there, I was working with this like big tech company, and the CEO there, I used to go to him and I said, how do you want me to set up the outside? Do what you want. Like, okay, tell me, how do you consider like, catastrophical event or something that just do whatever you want? And I said, you are the CISO. You need to define what you want, what is critical, what is not critical, what is the crown jewels, where is the thing, what do I need to protect? You need to protect everything. What? Okay, I will protect everything, but where is the critical asset? Everything is a critical asset. It's like, okay. And I worked there like 3 years, something like that. It was really, really yeah, kind of a good time, and I made a lot of friends there, and it was really, really funny. What I was talking about, yeah. So yeah, I used to work with this company, and there was then he was kind of a legend. And one day, one of the team leader came to me and says to me, about that guy, the legend. Okay, let's call him Heli. Okay, and it's his name, but let's call him Eli. Eli still owes the clients. And I said, yeah, I know. Everybody talking about Eddie. And he said, he's, and you know what the problem is? I said, okay, what the problem is? The problem is you're not professional. You're all just kind of slacks and you all not, you don't know what you're doing. I said, you are a manager. If we don't know, if we are not professional, you need to teach us. You need to not just throw us at clients and collecting hours for the clients. You need to do a real education. You need to come and work with us. You need to more collaborate with us. Like maybe do like um kind of a day that you teach us how to create rules in ArcSide, another day how to work with active list, another day how to work with static list, and how do you do regex correctly, and how do you work with the um, connectors, and what is connector is, and what does it mean to have a flex connector, and what does it mean to have another connector? All the things that I know now, but I didn't know when I worked in that company. And yeah, so I worked with that company for a while, and one day I just decided from my way back from Jerusalem to contact Eddie and, and try to work with him. And I sent him a message. Hey, I'm working in this company, and can you please? And I know that because I'm working in this company, I don't know that a lot, but it's a good attitude to come like to any employer. You say, um, I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to grind the hours, and I'm ready to put down my feet and really, really, to learn. and to exceed and to excel in what I'm doing, and really to, and he just hear me and we talk about the phone. I think it was for an hour and a half, like an interview. And I'm driving back from Jerusalem to central Israel, and through the, let's call it, um, through areas A and B, if you know where the so-called Palestinians live. Uh, if they're Palestinian, I'm a Palestinian too. Uh, but we go through there, and I'm just talking with him, and he said, "Yeah, yeah, let's work together and everything." And I think week after that, we met in a coffee place, and he gave me the contact. It was really a nice person. And I did like a big IR investigation with him inside a very, inside of a big Israeli company, classified Israeli company, and we did something happened there, and they were very happy with my job, and he was very happy with me. And I think it took us a year to really complete all the our investigation and clear the place and clear the network, and everything was fine. And after that, the Corona came. You remember the Corona? Everybody was showering with alcohol gel. Yeah. And so, yeah, think about it. We're gonna tell our kids and our grandchildren about the corona, and in Israel, we did had a lot of wars in here. So yeah, my children also experienced that, and it's kind of a crazy childhood, you know, and crazy time. Like the last 5 years was crazy. What? So, um, we so after we did the IR and we got a giant client came into the company, and big insurance company covering 5 countries. And then the corona came and killed all the, and yeah, killed the business. And yeah, so after that, all my bosses was kind of nice. Yeah, I used to work with the Elbit company, and all my bosses in Elbit, and also everybody in Elbit. I can say a bad word about them. All great people, very good Israelis, love the country, doing everything that they can for the safety of the country, and for the great as well. In the 7th of October, we work a lot, and we did a lot of great things, and I can't say anything bad about Elbit, but the corona killed my employment with the company already, and that's it. This is for my video. So I hope you enjoy it. If you like it, give us a like, give me a like, and subscribe. And yeah, if it's gone well, I'll do a lot of those. And there's a lot of things for me to talk about with you. So yeah, I think if I think I'm open up for the camera, and I think I'm really getting the hang about to speak to the camera and do it fluently. So yeah, so bye, you guys, and see you in the next one.